Hi guys, I've got a bit of spare time, so I thought I'm going to watch an old documentary and just chill out. I've got a nice big tea, and I'm going to watch it with you guys. I will upload it. So let's go. I've just stumbled across this one. It's I what can I say? Let me just see if I got any details about it. It says on here 12 years ago, but it's much older than that. Let's have a look. No, doesn't give any details. I don't know when the documentary's from, but it's had a lot of views. Nearly 900,000 views. The channel is Hertz 2, which I think has had does get a lot of views. That channel. It's a great channel. Please subscribe to it. Let's give it a like, and let's just enjoy it. So we're reviewing it, so we can't just let it play. We have to stop and start. You know how YouTube works. Let's go. So I think I watched this a long time ago. When I say long time, I mean like 7, 8 months ago. But let's play it again. We'll see if we can work out what year this was filmed.
10 years ago, Elvis Presley died.
Well, there we are. That's a good clue. So 1987. So I would have been how old? I would have been 20. So at 20, I was just getting into business, running my first gift shop and chip shop.
Death was sudden, but in a matter of hours, there were thousands of mourners outside his Memphis home. It was the most extraordinary demonstration of public grief since the death of Valentino.
And the thing about these really old documentaries that do the flashback, that policeman's crying, it takes you back there. It makes you remember where you were when Elvis passed. Yeah, when it was announced, because obviously, first of all, it was announced. No one was really sure if Elvis had died. Once it was properly announced, there was a double reaction. So you have the initial reaction, the fans flocking to the gates to find out what's happened. Has he died? Then it gets announced that he has died. Then there's another wave. Yeah. So let's keep going, guys.
I think it really hit me after I came back to Los Angeles. And I remember sitting in a theater. I'd gone to a movie by myself, and I'd seen...
Oh, I wasn't expecting this. So it's Priscilla. Okay. So how old would she have been? Here, let's work it out. So in 1987, let's get Priscilla's birthday. Priscilla Presely, born, I think it's 1945. Priscilla Presley, born. Let's have a look. Is it going to say? Is it going to let me know? Yeah, 24th of May, 1945. I thought it was. So she would have been 42 years old. I mean, she looks bloody young, doesn't she? She only looks about 25 there, but let's keep going.
All these people, I forgot the name of the movie, in fact, because my attention wasn't even on it. But I remember looking...
Should we ask another question? Let's ask ChatGPT. So when she was 42, who would have her boyfriend been? Is it Marco Garcia? Who was Priscilla Presley's boyfriend in 1987? See what it says. I would have thought Marco Garcia, the father of Navarro. Does that add up? Yes. Marco Garibaldi, he and Priscilla began and dated around 1984. They were together for over 20 years until 2006. They have a son called Navarro and Garibaldi, who was born in 1987. So basically this year, she would have got, she may right now in this picture be pregnant with Navarone. Okay, let's keep going.
Around and going, how is this world going to survive without Elvis Presley? Because he was such a big part of life.
Bloody true, guys. So we've all got the snivels in the house. Me, the wife, Yasmin, we're all poorly.
Will I have to lie beside
He took up a long.
So I'm hoping that the music doesn't get blocked. We'll see.
Large part of my life. We were like brothers at times. I was a doctor at times.
That's got to be Dr. Nick, yeah?
At times he tried to play the doctor.
Dr. George Nikopoulos.
There were times that I was a father role. I may be a counselor. I may be whatever. And we just spent a lot of time together. And of course, I miss him a lot.
And I believe that, obviously we're concerned about Dr. Nick's, how can I say it, different decisions made around Elvis during his life, towards the end of his life, concerning his health and the amount of prescription medication he took because he was so unwell. Let's keep going.
Come back, baby, come back, baby, I want to hit it.
So I'm really hoping we don't get too copyrighted on these music sections, but let's just keep going.
I admired him so very much because he was so damn different from anybody I'd ever met. I still remember how he held his hand and his little finger when he would sing, that little finger would stick out. He's just so very different, and I admire people who are great showmen, and because I never had that. I could never jump around and play. I'd miss it. I'd screw up somewhere, but he could do that.
He grew up around black children, so there were times when he was loose-limbed and very casual in his demeanor and very hip. He had a stance like no one else had. He had a walk like no one else had. Snarl in his lip like no one else had. He had a laugh like no one else had. He had the most riveting presence of any human being I've ever encountered. He was truly a one of a kind.
Well, I missed that. I was chatting with my wife having a cup of tea. I just want to see what she says. Come on, I really love Linda Thompson. God, she don't half look good here as well. Let's have a look.
Very casual in his demeanor and very hip. He had a stance like no one else had. He had a walk like no one else had.
Oh, I can't play the music. It's all going to get blocked. Come on. We'll just try it, yeah? See, I remember this concert, and I would play it over and over again. I had it on VHS tape.
He had a little snarl in his lip like no one else had. He had a laugh like no one else had. He had...
My God, look how beautiful Linda Thompson is. Wow. I tell you what. Woo, she is stunning.
Had the most riveting presence of any human being I've ever encountered. He was truly a one of a kind.
Yep. Her car blew up yesterday, the engine. She's 19. She's sending me messages. Already she's trying to find a new car.
On his father's side, Elvis's inheritance was mainly Scottish. His mother's blood was more exotic. Through both his Smith grandparents, he was of Cherokee Indian descent, and his grandmother was also partly Jewish. When
Didn't know that.
they married, Vernon was 17 and worked on a dairy farm.
Oh, look how cute Elvis is. That little cute smile. You can even see the curled lip. But Gladys, she's beautiful, isn't she? And obviously Vernon's a very handsome man.
Gladys was 21, a seamstress at the Tupelo garment factory.
See, I see them as a blend of the two. Yeah, when I look at them in that picture, they're a blend of the two, aren't they?
They lived with family until she fell pregnant, when Vernon borrowed $180 from his employer and built a 2-room shack on some land owned by his father.
All right. That's the first time I've heard that as well. So the land was owned by Vernon's father. Okay, I knew that Vernon built it. Did he build it with Vesta? I'm not sure. You tell me, guys.
Place where you can be queen for a day.
I was told that the house has actually been moved because they built a road through it or something. Is that true? Was the house moved?
The little house, restored by enthusiastic caretakers, now seems like a bijou residence, complete with wallpaper. It was in far less comfortable circumstances that Gladys went into labor in January 1935.
Oh, this is going to be interesting, guys.
She gave birth to twins, the first stillborn.
My mother came when Elvis was born to bring a diaper layette to diaper Elvis because the Presleys were in dire circumstances. And Dr. William Robert Hunt, who delivered him, was our Sunday school teacher and delivered all of us. And he announced on prayer meeting on Wednesday night that the Presleys had had twins, and would the good ladies of the church come out and give them some assistance. It was raining that day, and Vernon told me that Brother Holly said, "Vernon, you go on home and we'll take care of the burial." He had a terrible cough from having to work outside in the weather.
So many days.
Vernon's dairy work fell away, and he had to take odd jobs. They were very poor. And when Elvis was 3, his father was desperate enough to swindle his old boss out of a few dollars. He was caught.
I can't change my clothes. I wonder how long before
The law bore down hard, and he was sent to Parchman Farm Prison for 3 years.
Sorry, guys, I'm getting messages. I just want to rewind that a little bit because it's very important, isn't it? Okay.
Take odd jobs. They were very poor. And when Elvis was 3, his father was desperate enough to swindle his old boss out of a few dollars.
Well, that story isn't straightforward. Obviously, there was another person involved. It's a complicated story.
He was caught.
I can't change my clothes. I wonder how long before
The law bore down hard, and he was sent to Parchman Farm Prison for 3 years.
so many days when they would be cold. They would have
I mean, could you imagine how shocking that was? You know, literally, Dad gone. Elvis left with beautiful Gladys. So it's a big deal, guys.
I was out in the rain and cold. I wonder how long.
Their house was taken from them, and the little boy and his mother again forced to live with relatives.
So was it taken, or was it that they couldn't afford to pay the rent? I heard that Elvis moved with his in-laws next door. Is that true? You know, I'm no researcher, guys. I get my facts wrong. Let's just keep going.
When he was 6, Elvis began at grade school, and his friend Becky Martin started the same day.
So are we going to meet Becky Martin? I think we might be.
The entire school would go to the auditorium,
There she is.
and we had chapel each morning before school, and at different times, Elvis would perform, and he would sing Old Shep and God Bless My Daddy and A Leaf on the Tree.
Oh, wow.
And he was real good at singing all the songs, and we would cry. I would, and lots of people in the auditorium did.
God, that's amazing.
She was shy, but she was sociable with the neighbors that lived close to her. She wouldn't let him go any place unless she went along with him. She walked him to school. She would walk him across the highway every morning to school, and then she would come back in the afternoon to pick him up. But she would let him come to our grocery store and get ice cream.
There we go. It's very protective, but we know that.
The Presleys attended the First Assembly Church of God, which had a young pastor.
They were quite regular in church. Elvis was, in fact, even sometimes when the parents did not feel like coming, Elvis would come on himself anyway.
Do you see that? Elvis would sometimes go on his own without the parents.
And but they were pretty regular in coming. And during revivals, if they didn't come every night, Elvis would come himself.
So this is in the evening.
And it was all Presley that couldn't sing. And they would sing, and it was a music of the oppressed, and it was a music of the fact that there's going to be a better place. And they would sing Some Glad Morning I'll Fly Away, and we were all just ready to load the bus.
I've always played a guitar and sang during service, and I still do. I felt like he drew some inspiration from my playing and singing, and he wanted to do that. So he got him a guitar, and then he bought him a book to show him where to place his fingers to make the chords.
The guitar, bought at the hardware store, was something of a compromise. Elvis had really wanted a bicycle, but his parents couldn't afford one. Even the guitar was a stretch.
Now, I didn't teach Elvis, but I did help him. After he had learned how to arrange his fingers and to play, and he was already playing and had begun to sing with his own playing. Well, I went to his house.
That's interesting.
And showed him how to make what we call runs.
All right, so he actually went to his house and taught him.
To make the guitar talk. Now, that's what I helped him with.
He always
Wow, that's fascinating.
sang when they called on him. There was no problem there. And like they would clap and he would sing again. So that's how well they liked it. This particular photograph with Magdalene, she played the piano and organ and sang some. So could have been musically the reason that they was together, but I didn't think about him as being the little rough boy. He was just a nice-mannered child. Didn't go for all the rough playing. But I wasn't with him all the time, so maybe, he did different when he was with other people.
The Presleys were never on the uptown side of Tupelo's tracks. Another move took them near to the black neighborhood, known locally as Shake Rag.
So I've done a few live streams and videos about Shake Rag. It's very, very interesting.
About 2 blocks up the street here that several white families had moved in and out there. And of course the Presley family is one of the families that moved in the area up there when Elvis was a little boy, running up and down the streets. We all lived in this area, and we all got along very well up here. Surely did. Everybody was in the same condition, and we never had any other way of life, and we all just lived together here, and sure, they'd shop in the store. Well, they'd bring their needs, whatever their needs were, they'd come to the store and get them, just like everybody else.
All over the South, black musicians were sitting out on their porches, singing out their lives.
He had rhythm. He had natural rhythm. He had developed natural rhythm. Yeah, he had rhythm with feeling. He felt his rhythm. Is why he was able to perform it like he did.
Yeah, that's 100% with Elvis.
Yeah, he couldn't have gotten that from any other source other than the black musicians.
With these influences of church music, country music, and local black blues, Elvis began to think of himself as a performer. When he was 10, he won second prize in the State Fair talent show. He gave them an old favorite.
Read about this school, My Lamb School, yeah?
Blue moon of
Oh, I really hope I don't get copyrighted for all this music.
Kentucky, keep on shining.
God, look at that picture. How old do you reckon, guys? 11? I don't think I've seen that picture.
Gladys Presley always believed her son was special and that he must get an education. She encouraged him in every way she could and was doubtless concerned for his progress when, just as he was settling into high school, Vernon gave up trying to make a country living.
So is that the bike, the infamous bike, where to do with Gracelands that was hanging up? And I can't remember the name. A lady found it, and I think a well-known YouTuber got involved. Somehow, Angie Marquis and the rest of the people discovered the bike, restored it. I think there's another picture of this same bike with no mud guards on it. Is that the bike? I think it is, guys. It's been restored. It's at Gracelands, but it was hanging up for decades, and no one knew that it was this bike.
And moved his family.
Moved up from Tupelo, Mississippi, and we had a music class together. And I
Obviously, we love George Klein, so let's hear what he's got to say.
remember very vividly, he brought his guitar to class, and he sang a couple of country songs, and he was sort of a quiet individual in school, so, you know, real shy and laid back. But when he got up in front of the class to sing, or when he got up on stage to sing, he was not bashful at all.
I want one of those red jackets. I want one of those red jackets. Get me one.
They were tough kids, real rough kids. They didn't cause any problems, but they were brought up. It was a tough neighborhood, and
See, another picture I've never seen before.
you just had to
Look at him. How old there? 16, 15?
sort of be on your P's and Q's, so to speak, so you didn't get any problems with other kids, because there were some really tough kids in the neighborhood. It's a tough school.
I bet it was. So I'm not so sure how it's going to go with the music, but let's just keep going. Isn't this where he was pictured with holding the gun? Let's keep going.
After a few months in rented rooms, the Presleys were assigned to an apartment in a municipal housing project for the poor known as Lauderdale Courts. When you enter the building, you know at once what it means to be poor in Tennessee. It means you sweat. The air is humid and fetid.
Elvis did look different in high school. He had long hair. If you can visualize this, in the 50s, his hair was as long as the Beatles.
Another picture I've never seen. So that's Elvis, and he had it long, like curtains hair. Okay. So I didn't know that Elvis had longer hair at school.
When they came out in '64, and that's quite a thing there, because most of the kids in high school in those days had short hair. Also, Elvis wore extravagant clothes, where most of the kids would wear jeans and T-shirts. Elvis would wear a sport jacket, maybe a black sport jacket with a pink stripe trimmed down it, or he would wear a black pair of pants with a white stripe down the side. You could tell the show business influence was starting early on in his life.
So guys, we're going to go halfway. It's a 50-minute program. I'm loving it. I love it. So we're 17 minutes in. When we get to 25 minutes, we're going to stop and we'll do a part 2 tomorrow. But I'm really enjoying this. I'm having a nice cup of tea with you guys, just chilling out to it. But I really like it.
Elvis was in the talent show, and the person who got the most applause got to do the encore. And actually, Elvis got the most applause, and he got to do the encore, and he was really tremendously excited about winning the high school talent show.
But he was. So I love this old footage because it's going to look how it looked when Elvis went, isn't it? Yeah. So I don't even know if these places are still standing.
Be on your merry way.
I love these old pictures, guys. I love them. Love them.
After high school graduation, Elvis took a couple of factory jobs, but he had it in mind to train as an electrician.
So I wonder what the factory jobs were that Elvis had. We obviously know he worked for the electrical company.
Well, now you're back, I want to leave.
There it is, the famous van, Crown Electric Company, 353.
And I'm not gonna let you stay.
A lady that was a friend of ours at the unemployment agency, she called us and said that she had a nice young man that needed a job and wanted to work. And
So I'm guessing this is Crown Electrics and this guy is the owner.
so we asked her to send him over and we'd interview him.
He had just came from the employment office, and
This is fascinating. They're talking about Elvis going for the job interview.
lady up there called me up and told me, she says, do not take this boy's looks to be bad. He is good, and his mother and him, he needs some help. So he came down to see us, and that is when he went to work for us the next day.
So he looked a bit of a bad boy, a rock and roll bad boy. Was he a James Dean guy?
He got long hair.
It's funny how because he had a quiff, they call it long hair. But I heard that many of the boys in those days had crew cuts. So to have a quiff was a bit unusual.
It's real thick and, looked like it was pasted down, really. That's what it looked like.
And he would go out on his runs and he'd come back in and he'd run into the bathroom and he'd stroke his hair up and
Do his duck's ass. I had a duck's ass. Well, honestly, when I was 14, 15, I would duck's ass my hair, get it looking right, look in the mirror for hours trying to get my quiff right.
and we all laughed at him about that.
Yeah, everyone laughed at me, including my dad and mum.
When he wasn't driving the truck, he'd help the electricians on the job.
Well, that's interesting. So obviously he drove a truck. So he did get stuck in and help the electricians. I can see Elvis doing that.
Pull wire or put up some pipe or whatever they needed him for to do.
They'd get him all around the piano, and they'd want him to play the music for him. And he was always gone for an hour and a half or 2 hours at a time, because he was entertaining everybody.
Love that. I love that. Elvis was entertaining the electricians, the Sparkies.
He just said what he wanted to do is to get in some kind of business like where he could take and make his mother a living, where she would not have to struggle for it anymore.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And I've heard this. Elvis worked because his parents were poor. He wanted to change their lifestyle, give them a better life. It was the driving force to improve their lifestyle that made him walk into Sun Records. That's what I've heard.
Gladys and I both just loved him. We don't have any children, but we just thought the world of him.
Oh, God. So his employers loved him, thought the world of him. He was a bloody nice guy. He had such a kind, soft, gentle heart, didn't he? A generous, loving, caring, helpful heart. And he would have loved to hear that from those two people. He would have loved to hear those beautiful words. We just loved him. We didn't have kids. We thought the world of him.
Elvis could not have been in a better place than Memphis as far as music was concerned, as well as the blues on Beale.
Of course, we all know Dewey Phillips, don't we?
He heard white and black radio stations on the local channels.
All these songs, we know them all, don't we? Elvis sang all of them.
16 coaches long.
Oh, I love it, love it. I hope it doesn't copyright all these songs. I hope it allows me to have some of these on the video.
That long black train.
Memphis also had Sam Phillips.
Of course, Sam Phillips changed history.
These untrained musicians in the Mid-South from the Delta of Mississippi, the Delta of Arkansas, West Tennessee, Southeast Missouri, Northwest Alabama. You had a combination of country people, I mean really country musicians, amateur musicians, black and white, the likes of which no other section in this land had. That was a great thing to draw on, and I knew it.
Sam ran a sideline to help the cash flow, a recording service for amateurs.
All right, so this was a sideline. Wow.
As Elvis drove his truck up and down Union Street, he worked up the courage to go in and make a disc. He wanted to hear how he sounded.
He came in and he said he wanted to make a record, and I told him he'd have to wait. Mr. Phillips was
Let's hear it, guys. This is history in the making.
not there at the time. The thing I always notice about a person, first I noticed eyes, mouth, and the hands. And, of course, Elvis's remarkable eyes and that strange little half smile hovering there. And his hands very tense around his guitar. And the conversation, as best I recall it, was, do you know anybody looking for a singer? And I think I said, what kind of singer are you? And he says, well, I sing everything. I said, who do you sing like? I don't sing like nobody. I just sing like, I thought, oh, dear.
You could imagine being there and listening to that conversation. Fly on the wall. Wow.
Yes, well, all right. And I decided that I would make the record myself. Halfway through, I began really to listen to him, and I felt this faint, strange feeling, which I can only describe as the hair standing up on the back of my neck. I thought, oh, I want Sam to hear this. Sam's been saying he wanted to find a white man who sounded black, and I felt that's what was happening here. The really magic moment in Elvis's career, the real turning point, came one Saturday afternoon, one very rainy, bad Saturday afternoon, when Sam decided to tackle a great stack of demos that had been sent in. I was out front at my desk, but I could hear through the monitor out front what was happening. And he put on a record that was a single black man with a guitar, acoustic guitar, singing a very simple little ballad called Without You.
Always at twilight,
So this is Elvis singing now, yeah?
I wish on a star.
Wow, guys.
Ask God to keep you wherever you are.
Confirm it, guys. Is this Elvis?
Sam tried in vain to locate this singer, but he was never found.
I'm sure it is.
But thinking and time to regret.
So giving in to Marion, he called in Elvis to have a go at the song.
This guy came in
So I'm just going to let this bit play, and then we're going to come back for a part 2, guys.
with the long sideburns. If you can believe this, a little bit greasy, which I didn't mind. I mean, greasy looking. This guy knocked me out. He came
Come on, he was a rock and roller.
in and just had
It's like James Dean and Marlon Brando wrapped into one.
that contact. And the most amateurish contact in the world, but one you could feel. Hey, I liked it. I wanted to see what this damn fool could do. Anyway, listen. I'll open
I love the way they talk, guys.
the microphone, turn this guy on, listen to him do an Ink Spots number, play around a little bit, just with his guitar. It was different. Different.
He was about to change the world.
Hey, that's all I've ever looked for in my life. Be different.
Be different.
Sam didn't like Elvis's efforts at Without You, but he...
So, guys, I'm going to stop it there. Be different. Says it all. So, guys, we're going to come back for part 2. I loved it. I really enjoyed that. I've finished my cup of tea. We're going to do a lot more of these kinds of things, guys. We don't just have to defend. We can also do many other topics. I loved it. I loved this. Really relaxing, very chilled, no stress. Yeah. So, guys, I'm going to upload this now. I'm going to join you live in the comments. I'll probably do the second half live. Yeah. So, guys, take care. See you soon. Thanks. Defending Elvis, you rock.